Thank you, Madam Cheryl Carlos, WWF International in South Africa, distinguished ministers of environment, excellencies, distinguished business leaders, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be part of this very important event today while we are discussing how we can make this world better for all, particularly by addressing the climate change. One of the main lessons which I have learned during the last 5 years as a Secretary General is that the United Nations cannot perform properly without establishing a strong partnership with the business community and civil society. That is why I am here. And I thank you very much for this invitation. And thank you, Madam Carlos, for your very kind introduction. In fact, I'm one of the busiest persons. I'm jumping from here and there all the times. Sometimes I liken my life as something like what is that? During autumn days, you have all the small insect, jumping from here and there all the times to get all this, harvest. Listening this beautiful, music, songs of frogs, it reminds me of my old days. Listening. I've been growing up listening all these kind of things and living with the nature. Now I think we need to live. We must live harmoniously with the nature. That's what we are doing. We have seen many such experiences, and the impact climate change has been, impacting us. Particularly in this country, in this continent, Africa, where almost all 54 African countries are impacted without exception. That is why it makes us much more humbled, much more committed that we have to have something from this Durban. South Africa is not only one of the developing countries, but in the regional and global context, this country is on the rise in terms of leadership of President Zuma, but reputation of South African people and country. This will help, I'm sure that this will help for all of us, for all the negotiators to come out with the positive development. When the United Nations works, we work together with the governments, businesses, and philanthropists, and civil society hand in hand. And this is what this is the best way to achieve our goals and objectives. We have seen it in the fields of climate change, in the fields of women's empowerment and women's health and children's health, and scaling up nutrition. And we are also applying same proven approach to energy. I know that many of your business leaders are engaged in energy. Recently, I have launched an initiative, Universal Sustainable Energy for All. The why at this time energy? Because energy is a cross-cutting issue. Without energy at this time, we cannot properly address climate change. We cannot address food production. We cannot address health issues. The banks or hospitals, schools cannot properly function. This is central in achieving Millennium Development Goals. It is a key to sustainable development. on October 31st, we welcomed the 7 billionth citizen to our family of the world. Whether it was a blessing or concern, that depends upon all of us, how we can prepare for that. We have to address this first, climate change. We have to have more infrastructure, more sanitation, health issues, educations, and we have to produce more food. All this gives us great, great challenges. Then after 40 years, by 2050, we will have 9 billion people. Then we have to make preparations now, from now. Coming 40 years, then we will have to prepare for 50% increase of our population, and we have to cut minimum 50% this greenhouse gas emissions. That's what I have been calling it as a 50-50-50, triple 50 challenges which we have to do. Unless we do today, it will be too late. You will really regret. We need to find a new sustainable path to the future we want. That is why energy becomes very important. Last year, United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution declaring 2012, next year, as the International Year of Sustainable Energy for All. I was energized by this vision, by this resolution. As you know, last September I launched this initiative. This initiative is gaining broad support from international community. To help develop an action agenda, recently I have established a high-level group on sustainable energy for all. Then what we are aiming to achieve on this, through this energy initiative, by 2030, 20 years from now, we want to achieve 3 goals. First, we need to provide energy to all the people in this world, 7 billion people. By that time, it may be 8 billion people, maybe. There are still 1.4 billion people, as you may know very well, who do not have access to reasonable energy. The second goal is to double the efficiency rate of energy. This is energy efficiency. Then third one is to double this use of renewable energy, solar, wind, hydro, or even including maybe atomic, double this rate of renewable energy in global energy mix. This may be ambitious, but I'm sure that this can be achieved by 2030. Taken together, these sustainable development goals will enhance equity, revitalize the global economy, and help protect our ecosystems. Next month marks the launch of the International Year of Sustainable Energy for All. I'm going to participate in World Future Energy Summit in Abu Dhabi on January 16th to kick off this International Year of Sustainable Energy. 6 months later, there will be a very crucially important meeting, Rio Plus 20 summit meeting in Rio de Janeiro for sustainable development. We will announce commitments from the private sector, governments, and civil society that will drive our agenda forward. Many of you in this room today are from the private sector. You are here because you realize the business as usual is no longer viable. You can contribute to sustainable energy for all by making your companies, your practices, or your supply chains more efficient in energy. And you can put the weight of your investment behind innovation. I believe that many are ready to do so. A newly released study found that last year, for the first time, this renewable energy surpassed the fossil fuel in new power plant investment. Investment in electricity from wind, sun, waves, and biomass outpaced natural gas, oil, and coal by almost 20%. This is excellent and encouraging news. Despite the difficult economic climate, companies and investors are seeing the long-term benefits in the renewable energy sector. Last year, you invested $240 billion. According to International Energy Agency report, we need only 3% of this global investment in energy to be able to provide all energy to all the people. Therefore, I really count on your support. Here at Durban, we are asking governments to take the same long view, to invest in our common future by making progress towards a comprehensive, binding climate agreement that is fair to all, fair to business that needs a solid market framework, fair to developed and developing economies alike, and fair to the poorest people and to the most vulnerable people of our planet who stand to be hit first and worst by the increasing impact of climate change. This morning, you might have heard my speech. We have 4 expectations. First, we have to come out of this Durban with the launching this GCF, Green Climate Fund, which was agreed in Cancun last year. And we have to launch this adaptation framework and committees, also technology transfer center and network. And we have to have some clarity on Kyoto Protocol and also climate change financing, long-term and short-term. Of course, as I said now, we should not forsake our joint vision of agreeing this globally binding treaty as soon as possible. Here in Durban, I urge all of you to take the long view, looking beyond African continent, looking beyond your own national government, national countries. We have to address this issue as a global challenges. We need a global solidarity and global vision. And I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I am very much impressed by your strong commitment and leadership. Thank you.